What if I told you there's one simple thing you can do every day that can turn loneliness into peace, and sadness into joy, especially when you're old and alone? Growing older doesn't mean giving up on happiness. In fact, it can be the most peaceful, purpose-filled chapter of your life if you know what to do each day. In this video, I'll share powerful, daily habits that not only ease loneliness, but actually help you thrive mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Whether you're living solo or missing connection, this could change your life starting today. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more uplifting content and real-life senior advice that truly matters. Lesson 1. Create a simple morning ritual that grounds you. There's something quietly powerful about the early morning hours when the world is still, the air is fresh, and time feels like it stretches just a little longer. For those who are older and living alone, this time can be a blessing or a burden. It's in these quiet moments that loneliness can creep in. But it's also where peace, joy, and intention can begin. Creating a simple morning ritual isn't just a nice idea, it's a lifeline. A way to remind yourself, I matter. This day matters. It sets the tone for everything that follows. Without it, it's easy to drift mentally, emotionally, and even physically. But with it, even a day spent alone can feel rich, full, and grounded. So what does a morning ritual look like? It's not about perfection or productivity. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m., meditate for an hour, or write a novel. It can be as simple as opening the window and taking 3 deep breaths of morning air. Or sitting in your favorite chair with a warm cup of tea, just watching the sunlight move across the floor. It could be saying a short prayer, listening to calming music, or stretching your arms to the sky while telling yourself, today, I choose peace. The beauty is in the intention, doing something that makes you feel rooted, calm, and in control of your day, before the outside world rushes in with noise and distraction. Ask yourself this: what is the very first thing you do when you open your eyes each morning? Is it reaching for your phone? Sighing into the silence? Or could it become something sacred, something that lifts you up, even just a little? It doesn't have to be the same every day, but consistency helps. A ritual gives your body and mind a rhythm, and rhythm gives us a sense of belonging even when no one else is around. Imagine starting your morning like this. You wake up slowly, stretch, and softly play your favorite music from years past, the kind that makes you smile and maybe even sway a little in your slippers. You make a small breakfast and sit near the window. You write a quick journal entry, 3 things I'm grateful for today. And then, before the day officially begins, you say out loud, today, I will look for small joys. It might sound simple. And that's the point. Simple is sustainable. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're creating something that feeds your soul. In a world that can feel overwhelming, lonely, or just plain quiet, this kind of grounding morning practice is one of the best emotional tools you can give yourself. And here's something you might not expect. When you take care of your own emotional space like this, you begin to radiate more calm and openness, and that can attract new connections, conversations, and even friendships. So if you've never had a morning ritual, today might be the perfect day to start. Even 5 quiet, intentional minutes can change the emotional course of your entire day. And before you go, pause for a moment and truly reflect on this. What small, peaceful moment would make you genuinely look forward to tomorrow morning? We'd love to hear your answer in the comments. Because the next step in this journey is even more powerful, and it's something you definitely don't want to miss. Lesson 2. Reach out, even just 1 message a day. Loneliness doesn't always arrive with silence. Sometimes, it whispers in the background of a busy day or sits quietly beside you as you sip your coffee. You can feel it in the pause after a memory, in the echo of a room that used to be full. But here's something comforting to remember. Connection is always just 1 message away. When you're older and living alone, the days can start to feel repetitive. Even if you're keeping busy, there's a unique kind of emptiness that grows when you go too long without real connection. The good news: you don't need a dozen friends, long phone calls, or a packed social calendar. You only need 1 small, consistent act. Reach out once a day, a text, a quick phone call, a message on Facebook, even a handwritten letter if you're feeling nostalgic. It may seem small, but it's these small, daily touches that build emotional bridges. The kind that carry you through tough days, spark laughter, and remind others and yourself that you're still very much alive, present, and needed. You might be wondering, But what if no one writes back? That's a real fear. A common one. And it's okay to feel it. But here's the truth. Reaching out is less about expecting a reply and more about keeping the door open. When you reach out, you're planting seeds of connection. Some might bloom right away. Others might surprise you later. You'd be amazed how much it can mean to someone else, too. One kind message can brighten another person's entire day, maybe even save it. And it's not just about others. Psychologically, when we initiate contact even in the smallest ways, it tells our brain we're not isolated, we're proactive. That shift alone can change how we carry ourselves through the day. Imagine this, you send a message to an old friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Hey, I was thinking about that time we went to the lake in '84. Remember the ducks chasing us? A simple memory. A smile in text form. Even if the reply doesn't come right away, you've taken a step toward connection. You've reached beyond the walls of your home and touched another soul. If you're unsure who to message, start small, a neighbor you used to chat with, a family member who might be just as lonely, a community group online with people who share your hobbies. You can even schedule it in your day, one connection before noon. Make it a gentle habit, not a chore. Now here's something to consider. What would happen if you sent one thoughtful message every day for a month, not long essays? Just tiny threads of warmth, stretched across time and space. What could that do to your sense of belonging? To your mood? To someone else's? Take a moment to reflect and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Your story might encourage someone else to send that message they've been holding back. Because the next step in this journey isn't just about reaching out, it's about rediscovering your purpose, your spark, and the joy of giving yourself to the world in meaningful ways. And that next step is something you definitely don't want to miss. Lesson 3. Move your body, even just a little. There's something beautiful about the way the body remembers. Even as we age, it holds stories of dances in youth, long walks with friends, lifting grandchildren, or tending to gardens with gentle care. But when we live alone and grow older, our bodies can fall silent. We sit more, rest more, and slowly, without noticing, we stop moving as much as we used to. And yet, here's something important to remember. Motion is medicine, not just for the body, but for the mind, the mood, and the spirit. You don't need to join a gym or train for a marathon. You don't even need to leave your home. What you do need is this, a daily promise to yourself to move. Even just a little, a few stretches by the bed, a gentle walk down the block, dancing in your kitchen while your favorite oldies play, lifting your arms and rolling your shoulders to loosen the tension of the day. These small movements, done consistently, can change everything. Why does it matter so much? Because movement tells your brain, I'm still here. I'm still living. I'm still choosing. It increases circulation, lifts depression, eases stiffness, and even sharpens your mind. Movement releases endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals, which means it literally helps create happiness from the inside out. Even better, movement creates momentum. It's one of the easiest ways to break out of a slump. Especially when you're feeling isolated or emotionally stuck. Once you move your body, even in the smallest way, your thoughts start to shift, too. You become more open, more hopeful, more energized. Let's imagine a typical morning. You wake up, make your coffee, and instead of sitting right away, you put on music from your younger days. You sway, slowly at first, maybe laugh at yourself in the mirror. You stretch your arms overhead, take a deep breath, and roll your shoulders back. Just 5 minutes, and yet suddenly, you feel different. Your heart is beating a little faster. Your mind is clearer. Your spirit feels alive. Now ask yourself this, when was the last time you moved not because you had to, but because it made you feel good? Movement doesn't have to be a chore. It can be joyful. Even healing. If mobility is limited, don't worry. There are wonderful chair exercises, seated yoga routines, and gentle stretching videos made especially for seniors. Even flexing your feet, rolling your wrists, or doing deep breathing with arm movements can help. The point is not how much you move, it's that you choose to move, because every time you do, you're sending a message to your body and your brain, I still care. I still matter. I still have energy to give this life. You might be surprised at what follows: more restful sleep, fewer aches, better balance, and even brighter moods. And here's something else. When you move your body daily, You also begin to feel more connected to yourself. That connection makes it easier to reach out to others, explore new hobbies, and stay confident in your independence. So if you haven't moved yet today, start with something easy. March in place during a TV commercial. Do 10 arm circles while waiting for your tea to steep. Just begin, because with every movement, you're not just exercising your body, you're honoring your life. And that next step on your journey toward joy and fulfillment, it's coming next, and it's something you definitely don't want to miss. Lesson 4. Give your day purpose even in small ways. One of the most challenging parts of growing older, especially when living alone, isn't the silence. It's the emptiness of routine. When there's no job to go to, no children to care for, and fewer social invitations, it's easy to ask yourself, what am I even doing all this for? That question is more common than you might think, but here's the truth: purpose doesn't retire. It doesn't fade with age. It just transforms, and one of the most powerful things you can do for your well-being is to give each day a reason to exist, even if it's something small. Especially if it's something small, purpose is not about achievement. It's about meaning. It might be baking a loaf of bread and delivering half to a neighbor, or watering your plants while whispering words of encouragement to them. It could be writing in a journal, organizing your photo albums, or learning one new word every morning. These aren't just activities, they are anchors. They remind you that time isn't slipping away, it's being used with intention. And when your day has intention, your heart has direction. Think about this: every living thing on this planet, no matter how small, serves a purpose. Trees give shade, bees pollinate, rivers flow to nourish. You are no different. You still have so much to give: your stories, your attention, your kindness, your creativity. The key is to find just one thing, one small task, to look forward to every day. Maybe it's calling a family member to say hello, maybe it's feeding the birds at the park, maybe it's writing down one memory from your childhood to pass along. And here's the magical thing: when you act with purpose, you start to feel alive again. Your days become more than just hours ticking by. They become meaningful chapters. Purpose, no matter how quiet, gives us energy, resilience, and joy. Now let me ask you this: if tomorrow you had to choose just one reason to get out of bed, what would it be? Really think about it. And if nothing comes to mind yet, don't worry. Sometimes, the answer comes when we begin experimenting with curiosity, not pressure. Some people find purpose in serving others. Some in creating beauty. Others in deepening their own sense of inner peace. You don't have to find the one big thing. Instead, focus on tiny purposes, like lighting a candle each evening and saying one thing you're grateful for. That alone can reshape your mindset and your mood. Remember, when we feel useful, we feel connected. And when we feel connected, loneliness fades. Even when we're physically alone, we feel spiritually and emotionally part of something greater. Don't let age or solitude convince you that you're done. You're not. Your presence matters. Your energy, even in its gentlest form, makes a difference in the world. So take a deep breath. Ask yourself what one small, joyful task you can take on today. Then do it, not for praise, not for productivity, but for the quiet joy of having lived with meaning, because you deserve days that feel like they mattered. And just when you think you've found your rhythm, the next step will help you go even deeper, and it's something you definitely don't want to miss. Lesson 5. Feed your soul with something beautiful daily. Life has a way of growing quieter as we get older. The noise fades, the schedules, the meetings, the constant coming and going. For many, this stillness can feel peaceful. But for others, it can slowly turn into something that feels empty. That's why one of the most important things you can do, especially when you're living alone, is to make sure you are feeding not just your body, but your soul. And the best way to do that: surround yourself with beauty on purpose. Beauty nourishes, it heals. It softens sharp thoughts and invites joy to sit with you, even in the quietest of days. But here's the secret: beauty isn't just found in expensive things or fancy places. It's found in simple moments, if you train your eyes and heart to notice them. A candle glowing on a rainy morning, the sound of birdsong as the sun rises, a poem that stirs your memories, the feel of warm water as you wash your hands, a favorite piece of music playing softly in the background. When you choose to notice beauty, you're telling your soul, you still deserve joy. You still deserve wonder. Many older adults lose this over time. They stop listening to their favorite music. They stop decorating their homes. They stop treating themselves to the little pleasures that once made life feel full. But beauty isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It reminds us that life still holds color, rhythm, and softness. That even in the ordinary, there is still magic. Start small. Place a flower in a jar on your kitchen table. Read a favorite passage from a book that moved you. Hang up a photo that makes you smile every time you pass it. Or go outside for just 10 minutes and look at the sky. Really look. These moments don't just pass the time. They lift your mood. They improve mental clarity. They reduce stress and even ease feelings of loneliness. You can also create beauty. Draw, sing, write, cook, decorate. You don't need to be a professional. Just create for the sake of feeling alive. And here's something even more powerful. When you invite beauty in daily, you begin to see yourself as part of that beauty. Your life becomes something to admire, not just survive. Let me ask you this, what's one beautiful thing that always makes you feel something deep, joyful, or peaceful? Think about it. Is it a certain smell? A song? A memory? A place? Now ask yourself, when was the last time you let yourself experience that on purpose? We spend so much time looking back or worrying ahead that we forget the soul needs something today, right now. So here's your gentle invitation, make beauty part of your daily routine. Not for anyone else. Just for you. Light that candle. Play that old record. Open the window and breathe. You deserve a world that feels alive even if it's just your living room. Filled with music and morning light, because when your soul is fed, your heart becomes lighter, your days feel brighter, and even if you're alone, you never truly feel lonely. So go ahead, surround yourself with what's beautiful. You're not done finding joy, and now that you've learned how to ground your mornings, reconnect with others, move your body, live with purpose, and feed your soul, the next step in your journey is one you absolutely don't want to miss. Conclusion. If even one part of this video made you pause, reflect, or smile, you've already taken a powerful step toward a happier, more connected life. We'd love to hear from you. Which lesson spoke to your heart the most? What small change will you try today? Your voice matters, and your comment might be the one that inspires someone else. So please, share your thoughts below. And if this video helped you even a little, let us know. Your feedback helps us create more content that truly supports you. And don't forget, like, share, and subscribe for more uplifting advice made just for you. You're never alone on this journey.